Hello, I'm Evocable Object 4, and let's continue. Everyone else seemed to be sleeping. I envied their peaceful dreams. I wished I could be one of them. Slowly, carefully, I stood up and went to the bathroom. I had to relieve myself. This place is really depressing. I almost feel at home. As I rose from the toilet, I suddenly felt another presence, even though I hadn't heard anyone after me. Then there was a strange sound. I approached the door handle suspiciously to see what the commotion was, but I couldn't get out of the stall. I was locked in. Alone in a narrow place. I felt my heart beating faster and faster. I hated this feeling. It was the same as back then, the same despair in the face of death. Please, no, not that. Let me out. I don't want to be here. I was like a rat caught in a trap. Let me out. For the love of goodness sakes, I hate narrow places. I hammered on the door as forcefully as I could. It was no use. I had to find a way quickly. My hands were shaking. If I didn't get out soon, I'd have a panic attack, and everyone would notice. I couldn't let them see me in this pitiful state. I had to find a way. I tried kicking the lock with all my strength. The door went flying off the hinges with a loud bang. Wide open at last. I rushed towards the mirror. It took some time to breathe, gripping the sides of the washstand. I took some time to breathe. I couldn't quite comprehend what had happened, why I had seemingly trapped myself. Nothing felt real. Am I imagining things again? I was scared. Scared of myself. Scared the others would see me. Scared of going back to that place. I didn't want to be buried under the corpses of my companions again. To see their distorted faces. To hear them cursing me. I knew I overreacted. I knew I shouldn't have. But deep down, I couldn't prevent the insidious fear from eating me alive. I didn't want to relive this moment again, but the sensation of being trapped was ever present in this place. Everything here could trigger a panic attack. Narrow places, the sensation of being trapped, unable to move, the heavy air, the ruins. I had been on edge for several hours and tried my best not to show it, to forget it. But now that I was alone, everything was coming back again. It had to stop. Oh right, I had almost forgotten. The doctor I saw earlier today had been checking how my new treatment was going. I wasn't used to it yet. He'd prescribed to me an antidepressant. I had to take it every day, starting with 50 grams, and then report to him if the dose was enough. It had been several days now since the beginning of my medical treatment. My memory was a mess. Had I even taken my daily dose yesterday? I searched through my pocket, pulled out my pack of pills, and engulfed one without thinking before going back to my imaginary bed. And sure enough, I had a terrible night. The floor was cold and hard, so we practically broke our backs. The next morning, all of our bodies were sore. But even if I was at home, I wouldn't have felt safe. Sure, the mattress would have been more comfortable, but that would be it. Because I dreamt of that place again. I heard the rifles, the explosions, and immediately I woke up. But soon after, weariness invaded my mind and I fell asleep again. Returning there again, waking up again. It always was the same. After several cycles, I didn't know if I was awake or just dreaming that I was awake. Everything felt the same, like a never-ending parade. Memories lined up, marching in my head, one after the other. My sobs, my fear, my uneasiness. I couldn't escape them. That's why I didn't realize what happened later. A strange sound woke me. When I opened my eyes, I noticed I was lying on the ground, and the light at the end of the hallway dazzled me. There was a persistent buzzing sound emanating from my pocket, most likely my cell phone. I remembered that my cell phone couldn't be ringing, as it had run out of battery a while ago. How could I be receiving a phone call now? What? I stared at the screen, dumbfounded. The name that had appeared was that of someone I knew. But it couldn't be right. Couldn't be him. How was that possible? He was a close friend that I liked very much, and he died months ago when he put his foot on a landmine. The person who was calling me was dead. It couldn't be him. Surely, someone had borrowed his cell phone somehow. It had to be a mistake. I decided to pick up the phone nonetheless, and brought it to my ears anxiously. Shh. You can't escape. Shh. And there were only haunting, unearthly noises left on the other end of the phone. Unusual sounds, like if someone had really called me from hell. Scared, I cringed and dropped the cell phone, which crashed on the floor. I couldn't help but let out a small cry. I heard someone grumble from behind me. I must have woken one of the other trapped people. Dots. Sorry, I had a nightmare. Dave turned around and walked away. I saw some of the others stretching out. They couldn't get back to sleep because of me. I went to the bathroom to relieve myself, certain that I wouldn't be able to sleep. When I came back, almost everyone was up. They all looked grumpy. It was no wonder after such a rough night. Plus, it was obvious that our hope of being rescued during the night was shattered. What's the rescue team doing? They should have been here a long time ago. Who knows? Maybe we're not that important to them. Or maybe something else happened on the surface while we're down here. Another disaster elsewhere that's keeping them busy? I would love to be able to drink coffee right now. Too bad there's no dispenser near the bathroom. I'm sure it wouldn't have been working anyway. How unlucky for us. I'm sure some were even less lucky than us and were crushed by collapsing walls during the incident. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, I agree. I too had to forget. Now was the perfect time to chat with someone and erase my latest sleepless night. Alicia! I went to Alicia, hoping she would help me pass the time. I guess we're all missing our homes, right? I don't know. Actually, I never had much free time. Not for years. Now I'm pretty relaxed for once. No work to do, no chores, no angry people yelling at me. I didn't sleep that bad considering the situation. I almost feel guilty. Don't be. It's a good sign if you're okay. And well, at least someone is happy. Yeah. I wish someone had brought a book. Anyone? I want to read so badly. I may not look like it, but I actually went to college. I'm the studious and hard-working type. I was on my way to get a master's degree when I stopped. I like to learn things, in all subjects. I wish I had a book to lend. It's okay, you couldn't have known you were going to meet me, right? Besides, I can always try to remember some of my lessons just in my head. Why did you have to stop? I'm curious, but you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Well, I just got pregnant, that's all. She glanced at Hasten and sighed. I realized right away that I had made her remember something painful. Sorry. Do you know about social determinism? It's a theory that says your situation at birth decides everything about your life. If your parents were underprivileged, they won't be able to offer you the same education, the same chances as others. You'll likely end up underprivileged too. If your parents are in a comfortable situation, you'll be more likely to come across more opportunities and have a more comfortable situation too. It can be simple yet insidious, like not being able to afford a competitive exam, the fees of studying in a big city, or even the suit that you'll have to wear to look professional enough. Well, I wanted to show the world. That's incorrect. Well, I wanted to show the world that I could rise above and get a comfortable situation through a lot of work, despite my humble origins. But life reminded me it doesn't work that way. I was naive back then. I should have known better. Why are you telling me this? I don't know. Maybe I need to get some things off my chest. I feel like it's not a coincidence that the 6 of us got trapped here and will die here. Well, that's pessimistic. I mean, I know you said you're the pessimistic type, but you gotta keep at least some hope that we'll be rescued. Golly. Don't give up, Alicia. We'll definitely get out of here. Yeah, you're right. Then what's the point of you being like, we're probably just gonna die here? That's depressing. After this conversation, we decided it was time to join the others. I'm not sure if I would describe that conversation as calm. After spending some time chatting, we gathered again. The atmosphere was gloomy, to say the least. I'm hungry. I'm tired. How long do we have to stay here? You should all follow Hasten's example. He's the only one who hasn't complained so far. We won't achieve anything by just grumbling. Dots. I guess you're finally in shape. You weren't that energetic this morning. Hey, I'm not perfect. And I did say Hasten was the only one not complaining. I included myself in your bunch. Let's take our last meal then. It may help a little. Like yesterday, each of us got half a biscuit, and a portion of water. And there were our last rations. Since Hasten had a separate bottle, he still had some left. But it was obvious that it wouldn't last long either. Sorry. I'm still hungry. You could eat your tie. I'm just kidding. Of course you are. It's only half of a biscuit after all. I know it's not the most comfortable situation, but if we don't expend that much effort, it should be okay. I can't wait for the rescue team to come. I've got so much work to do at home. How can you think of work first? Well, I had to work overtime these last days to finish on time. I can't let all that go to waste. I can handle hunger and fatigue, but the boredom will kill me first. I know. I have a deck of cards in my pocket. Let's play together. Good idea. And so we sat down in a circle to play cards. I wasn't exactly fond of card games, but I went along with them in order to occupy my mind. Aline declared that Hasten would be the referee, which made him roar with laughter. Don't get fooled, folks. You have a pro in front of you. I'm unbeatable. We'll see about that. I must say I'm quite skilled myself. I'm pretty sure I can beat you. Yeah, right. Dream on, Sonny. been a while since I last played cards. I hope I'll do okay. Don't worry, the most important thing right now is to have fun. Right, Hazen? Dots. See, he thinks so too. Let's wait for the rescue team while doing something for a change. And so we played together for hours while laughing. It was a really convivial moment. It made me think of my former comrades. When we had to go to war, there was always a period of calm. Either the higher-ups were thinking of a plan, or the enemies hadn't made a move yet because they didn't know how we'd react. But there were always times like these, when we were playing cards together, trying to forget the situation and have a good time. It wasn't much, yet this moment made me feel a little happy inside. More memories were coming back. Not the screams, but the laughter. It had been so long since I'd felt that way. It was almost refreshing. Time flew by, and as she had predicted, Adeline defeated us hands down. She really was something. Losing interest, we finally split up and went about our own business. Adeline was trying to take a nap in a corner, while Alicia, Gabriel, and Dave chatted in another. As for me, I decided to play with Hazen. So you're using your small car again. Can I make vroom vroom too? Dots. I'm not doing the right thing, am I? Show me what you want me to do. Dots. I know they're technically ellipses, but I'm just gonna call them dots. I was trying to understand what Hazen was doing when I heard an exclamation. I turned around. Alicia seemed upset. What's wrong? It's gone. Gone. You lost something? Hazen's bottle of juice has disappeared. I put it in my purse. There's no way I dropped it. Someone must have taken it. Huh. Feel a little bit better knowing who took it and why it went empty. Alicia stood up with a furious look on her face and shouted, "Who took Hazen's bottle? Tell me, it's not funny. You all had your portions already. Taking the rations of a kid? Really? Have you no shame? Who did it? I want an answer." Everyone stared at each other with confusion. Maybe it's a misunderstanding and the bottle slipped somewhere. I'll help you find it. Me too. I'm sure it's somewhere. Gabriel and I decided to go look for Hazen's missing bottle. Maybe he dropped it here. All of us have gone to the bathroom at some point. Maybe. Oh, look, Gabriel, below the washstand. Oh, you're right. Here it is. I picked up the bottle and immediately realized it was empty. It pained me to say so, but Alicia's fears may have been justified. Someone had drunk Hazen's last portion of juice. I'm sorry, Alicia. We did find the bottle in the bathroom, but it's empty. I knew it! Someone must have been thirsty. Who drank it? Calm down. Maybe Hazen drank it and didn't tell you. He wouldn't do that. I agree with that. Hazen is always asking Alicia when he needs something. But why? Actually, I don't hear him complaining. Why can't he say that something is wrong himself, huh? Alicia went red as a tomato and exploded. You could see tears in her eyes. Because he's a child with autism, you jerk. Are you happy now? Happy? Just leave us alone. Dave suddenly gasped, embarrassed. He clearly didn't expect this and did his best to maintain his composure. I didn't know. It's not my fault. Oh yeah, it's not your fault? That's too easy. You don't have to know he's disabled to treat him properly, do you? Since the beginning, you've been picking on him. It's not his fault if he can't make himself understood that easily. I bet you're the one who took his bottle, aren't you? You thought it was funny to steal something from a defenseless child. Is that it? It wasn't me, I swear. Why would I do that? And why are you blaming me? Gabriel did say at some point he was thirsty. It could have been him, too. Are you saying that I'm the culprit? That I drank from Hasten's bottle? No, I just said it could have been you. Wait, why are you so defensive all of a sudden? Are you the thief after all? What? How could I have done that? You went to the bathroom earlier. You could have stolen it and then without us noticing. Oh yeah, with my wheelchair making that noise. You think you wouldn't have heard me pass by Alicia's purse? Not like I'd look very suspicious trying to bend down. You didn't think that through, did you? Well then, it could have been Agatha, Adeline, or Alicia herself. Excuse me? Yeah, maybe you were thirsty too and took your son's portion. You're the only one that could have touched your own purse without looking suspicious after all. Then why would I have yelled, huh? I could have stayed quiet and nobody would have known. Well, see? Don't try to find excuses. I know it's you. But I swear I didn't do anything. The tension was palpable. I didn't know what to say, if anything. I felt powerless. Above all, I felt sad for Alicia and Hasten. Alicia was clearly infuriated. Dave had also gone too far by mocking the child all the time, but he cringed at his mistake. He didn't like looking like the villain. Adeline was quiet. I could see she was very sad, whereas Gabriel looked angry, as if almost on the verge of taking it out on someone. Hasten had rushed to a corner in the room after the dispute, and wouldn't move an inch from there. I could see him keeping his hands on his head and swinging his legs rhythmically. I guess it was his unique way of calming himself. I felt I understood his functioning a bit better now that I knew the right term. Hours passed by, with nobody daring to let slip a word. I couldn't bear a silence this heavy. I had to do something, else I'd become more agitated. Alicia had given Hasten something to soothe him, and she seemed a bit more composed than earlier. Maybe it was the right time to chat with someone and try to ease the tension. Talk to Alicia. I went to Alicia. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm alright. Sorry for shouting earlier. Yeah, no, that was fair. I mean, if you guys knew who the culprit was, you wouldn't be able to do much because you're trapped and whatnot. But fair. It's okay, you had your reasons. I hope it doesn't get to you. This? Oh no, don't worry. I used to do it all the time. I'd be more surprised if Dad had treated Hasten properly from the get-go. You know how people are. Actually, I'm thinking. About what? Everything, and nothing at the same time. In my daily life, I had to turn my brain off to be sure I don't feel anything, to be sure I'll be efficient and soulless. Now that we're stuck here, my brain turned on by itself. I can't help but reflect on the world, life, philosophical stuff. And then I remember I'll have to get out someday. We can't stay here forever after all. And I feel sad about it. You don't want to go home? There's nothing waiting for me there. And what will I do? Go back to work again? Try to repay my debt? I'm fed up with working all the time. I turned my brain off to forget I was unhappy and frustrated. Now it's coming back and I won't be able to return to who I was before. I don't want to go home. I'm hungry, tired, angry, but I also feel less stressed. I can take my time for once. I can think whatever I want. I can remember how it was during my studies instead of convincing myself it was for the best. I almost wish I would die here. Don't say something like that. But it's true. What future will I leave to Hasten? He has no future, not in this society. It's a jungle. You're the hunter or the hunted. Do you think he's a hunter? No, he's not. So people will wipe the floor with him, even though he's certainly a better person than so. It's unfair. I want him to be happy, yet I feel it'd be better for him if he just died. He wouldn't have to suffer. He wouldn't have to be discriminated against or anything. It's messed up, right? I understand why you're thinking this way, but it isn't right. I know. I have to fight for him, to fight to get a better life. But I'm tired of fighting. Sometimes I wish that I could rest. I wouldn't have to worry about these things. Being underprivileged is exhausting. You have to work even harder just to get on the same level as the others. And yet, it's never enough. You're not allowed a single moment of weakness. You can't rest on your laurels. Ordinary people can't understand how it feels. The things we're fighting for are so baffling to them because they already have them, and they don't realize how much of a luxury it is. All I want is some rest. I wish I could rest too. After this conversation, we decided it was time to go to sleep. I couldn't help that I had learned a lot about my new companions. I was somehow getting closer to them. I was becoming useful again. It was a pleasant sensation, but a very fleeting one. As soon as it was time to rest, I was left alone, and everything crumbled. No matter how hard I tried to forget during the day, the night was never as merciful. I couldn't go to sleep to see those nagging nightmares again. War had left a deep injury on my heart, and nothing could ever stay as it was before that. That night, I remembered what I had done. My unit had been sent to another country to bring civilization, they said. Their political leader was a dictator, they said. He had powerful weapons, they said. We weren't supposed to free the civilians from the evil man. To help them, I had enlisted the army for one reason: to save people. I didn't save those people. I murdered them. There were no powerful weapons. We bombarded their cities, killing innocents, injuring children and elders alike. It wasn't to help them. It was so we could terrorize them. And we succeeded. They wouldn't dare approach us at first. Instead, they ran away each time they saw us. I didn't understand. I thought I was helping them, that they had nothing to fear. Then they began to rebel. They cursed us, they spat on us, and I finally understood. I understood that we were destroying their homes, killing their beloved, burying all they ever loved. And I became disgusted at myself, disgusted at my superior whom I had trusted. How could I ever be forgiven? Did I even deserve to live a normal life? The dead must be mad at me. I'm sure they didn't want me to be happy. And they were right. I didn't deserve to live as a normal human being after what I had done. This, my mind knew all too well. My mind made me relive this nightmare for all eternity. It was my punishment, my atonement for my sin. Yet I couldn't live like this. The burden was too heavy to carry. I had to forget in any way possible. I woke up in the middle of the night, unable to go back to sleep. I went to the bathroom to relieve myself. As I entered, lost in my thoughts, I noticed an unusual smell, something like blood. When I looked at the mirror, I ended up stepping back immediately. There was a corpse inside the mirror. One of the soldiers. He was here to punish me, to be sure I would rot in hell just like him. You can't escape your fate. Panicked, I brought my hand to my mouth. I was breathing heavily. What do I do? Here's the only option. I shattered the reflection with my hand. Blood poured out of my flesh wound, but I didn't feel a thing. The apparition was gone, and that was all that mattered to me at this moment. I fell to my knees, frightened. I'm not seeing things again, am I? It had to stop. I thought of my medicine again. I hadn't taken it that day. That was the right time. I'm not sure if antidepressants are exactly the thing that she needs. When she need something that deals with, per se, hallucinations and visions and whatnot, you might have a bad doctor. Actually, you probably definitely have a bad doctor, but... Or maybe if you've had multiple doctors, they were bad. Worn out by hunger and lack of sleep, I relieved myself and went to sleep right away. Once again, I had no rest that night, and unsurprisingly, I was scared of going to the bathroom again. Each time I had been there alone, I had been exposed to disturbing visions of war. I knew that nothing I saw in those visions was real, that it was just a dream, but it wasn't natural either. I was scared of myself, scared of these narrow confines. I wanted to escape so badly, turning over and over on the floor. I struggled with the demons within me. I didn't want to go to the bathroom alone, but I had to meet a natural need. I couldn't wait any longer. That's why the next morning, I entered the bathroom with caution. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I sighed with relief. Dots. As I was exiting the WC, something colorful drew my attention near the mirror. There was blood on the washstand. Probably because I injured myself yesterday night. I shrugged, trying to reassure myself when a flood of blood came out of the tap. The liquid was flowing at an incredible speed, making the washstand overflow with bright red. It squirted on me, and soon enough I had blood all over my body, yet the flood didn't stop. I thought I was crazy. I couldn't compute what was going on. All that I could see was a huge pool of blood. Something inside me suddenly broke. I screamed with all my strength. Enough! Enough! I've had enough! I wasn't in control of my body anymore. I was crying my eyes out, shouting, knocking over everything that was in my way. I felt as if I wasn't inside my body anymore. I had become a spectator and was watching a puppet dance. I can't do this anymore! As I was shook over and over, my field of vision became blurred, and I collapsed from exhaustion on the floor. Everything went black. When I finally resurfaced, I was in the same corridor as usual. Everyone was looking at me with serious expressions. I immediately understood. They had seen me. They knew. It was no use. I couldn't hide this pitiful state of mind anymore. This pitiful state of mind sounds like it should be like the title of a song or something. That's a game. Are you okay, Agatha? Yeah, thanks. I guess you all saw me. They nodded in silence. They felt incredibly ashamed. You were screaming so loudly, we all rushed in the bathroom to see what had happened. You had some kind of panic attack and injured yourself. You were lying on the floor, stiff. We thought you were dead. We carried you here because we didn't want you to catch a cold. Do you want to talk about it? Well, now that you've seen everything, I can't pretend anymore, can I? I have PTSD ever since I came back from the war. Every time I see or hear something It reminds me of all the people who died around me. It makes me nervous, and I end up having a panic attack. I also have nightmares every night, living the same horror again and again, so I barely sleep anymore. That's all. This place makes me feel unsafe, and I have trouble controlling my anxiety, so I finally broke down. At that moment, I couldn't manage to look at them in the eyes. Well, you could have told us sooner. Perhaps we could have helped you feel better. We'll let you rest, but there's something else we need to know. Something else? Since we had to carry you, it fell down. I suddenly realized what they were talking about. Uncontrollable tears fall on the ground. Why do you have a gun on you? The words hurt. They hurt so badly. I couldn't hide anything anymore. It was too much to handle. After the war, I mean. I came back, but I felt empty and depressed. I couldn't sleep anymore. I couldn't escape the memories. I couldn't forget about myself either. I had killed. I wanted the pain to stop, so I bought a gun, illegally. You were going to put an end to my suffering. I was supposed to do it the day of the incident. I wanted to take one last stroll before pulling the trigger. How could I have known that there would be a terrorist attack and that I would be trapped here with you? I didn't say anything. I thought it would be better that way. They all sighed in unison. I couldn't imagine what they were thinking. You should rest a bit, okay? We'll be here if you need anything. We're keeping the gun, though. We don't want you to do anything reckless. Again! At the end of the game, how do I get that gun? Did I just, punch one of them and find the gun? Or was everyone sleeping when that happened? I don't know. Wait, please, don't leave me alone. But they didn't listen. They split up, leaving me behind. I felt so dirty, so ashamed. I had a terrible headache. Everything was screwed up. I looked at my pills while crying. Was this treatment even working? I didn't feel any better. It didn't erase the memories either. I sat silently for a while. I tried to remember how I got myself here and what went wrong. I said that wrong. The incident was only the day before yesterday, yet it felt like it took place ages ago, in another universe. Reflecting on the situation, I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. And I think this is a good moment to pause. Let's see. There should just be one more part for Alicia, and then we have Hastings, and after Hastings is just, I don't know. So we gotta catch all the endings. So, see you guys in the next video. Bye.